Good morning, my name's Dave, thanks for joining me, and today I was wondering what video we were going to make, and then yesterday morning when I went to work my car wouldn't start. It's had a bit of an, I sort of felt that the batteries are a bit weak under the bonnet, the cranking batteries, and then I had a couple of issues where I turned the key and nothing happened. I had all the lights on but the key would just do nothing. Then it would start, and then it did it a couple of times, and then it did it in the supermarket the night before, and then the next morning I couldn't get the car to start. Now, what I've done so far is I've swapped over the glow plug and the starter motor relays just to make sure they're okay, and there was no change, so that's not it. So what I'm going to do now is jump in, try it, and then I'm going to do a bit of fault finding. Okay, so here I am under the bonnet, and I've noticed that this positive terminal is a bit loose, so that could be a winner. We'll give that a go, we'll tighten that up and we'll try again. So I'm having a bit of trouble tightening this up. I've tightened it up but it's still loose. I've ordered a new battery positive terminal, but this is quite an expensive one. I don't expect it to be as bad as this. So I might have to take it off and have a look at it properly. So we'll have to strip it down. Okay, so I stripped down my positive lead and that seems to be the culprit there. All seems to have got a bit out of shape. So I'm going to try and get it back into shape and tighten it up again. I've ordered some new ones, but they ain't coming till tomorrow, and I really need to get this fixed. So I'm going to go and bend this up and see what I can do with it. Okay, so I tried bending it, it isn't doing it, but I've opened it up a little bit and it seems to be fitting over the post a little bit better. So we'll go with that. I'll assemble it all back together again and we'll give that a try. You know, there is a possibility that it is the starter motor that's at fault here. I don't really want it to be because it's a pain in the butt to get to, but if I have to swap it out, I'll swap it out. Okay, everybody, I've tightened up that battery terminal, got it all back together. It's not that. I've checked with the Tech 2 and we're in park. It says we're in park, so it's not that. And I've swapped the relays over in here. All right, in this little box here, there's two relays. I'll take it off and show you. So there's two relays in here. One's the glow plug, the other one's the starter. They're identical relays. You can swap them over. I've done that. That makes no difference. So we know it's not that. We know it's not the park sensor because that's registered as park in the Tech 2. And if I drop it into reverse, it says reverse, and I put it back to park, it's park. So I know it's not the gearbox that's causing the issue. The only thing that's left is the solenoid. Now, I don't know if you know how a what they call a pre-engaged starter motor is, as opposed to an old Bendix type. So what the Bendix type used to do was, I haven't got one to show you, but they would spin, and the spin would go in the opposite way to the helix, which would force the gear to go engage into the flywheel and start the engine. Then they came out with a pre-engaged starter. It's basically a starter motor, which is just a motor, and on the top and on the front of it, it has a gear wheel which moves backwards and forwards. Then there'll be like a fork mechanism that moves like this on a solenoid. It engages the flywheel. So what happens is, when you turn your ignition key, you get this solenoid operating, and it operates the fork, which engages the gear into the flywheel. But what it also does, it also makes contact at the back when it's engaged to tell the starter motor to turn over, and I suspect that contact is either broken or dirty, and it does work now and again, so I suspect it's only a problem with the contact. However, I don't know if we've got another starter motor. If we have, I'll have a go at fixing it. If not, then I'm going to have to go and source one before I can do any more work. I'll come back to you if I find one. I searched the garage. We don't have a spare starter. I can't find anything substantial. There's one diesel in Langwarren, but I have a funny feeling there's no engine in it. I'm not going to risk going all the way down for something that's not there. I found one on eBay, $200. It turns out that the Rodeo, the Colorado, and the MUX all use the same starter motor. I found one for $200, and it's in Dandenong. So I've messaged the guy, and I'm hoping he gets back to me saying I can pick it up tomorrow, and I'll go grab it and I'll fit it tomorrow. But that's where I'm at the moment, trying to source a starter motor, and we'll see how it goes from there. Right, I'll see you on the part 2.